Let's install the viam-micro-server on an ESP32. Make sure you're connected to your computer using a good quality USB cable that's capable of data transfer and not just charging. Here in the VM app, we'll enter a name for our new machine and add that machine. Here it is on the left. It's awaiting setup. Let's view those setup instructions. Select the platform that you want to run on. We know that's ESP32. And the platform of the installer used to flash the target system. So I'm using a Mac. And then we'll need to download two files. The first one is the viam-micro-server installer, downloading it to our Mac, and then also download a separate file for the machine cloud credentials. Here's a command to initiate the installation, so copy that to our clipboard and move over to our terminal. And we'll want to make sure we move over to the directory where our files were downloaded, which I know is the /downloads folder. And also we'll update our Wi-Fi SSID here. Hit enter. And if you get this notification, you can go to your privacy and security settings and scroll down, and you can see that we can allow it in our privacy and security settings. Now let's go back to our terminal, run that command again, and this time say open. Download and flash the latest microRDK release, yes. Enter in your Wi-Fi password. And then when you're prompted to indicate what your connection type is, CU or TTY, in most cases it'll be call up, especially for flashing software, so we'll select that first one right there. And this might take a minute or two depending on your connection. All right, so we've flashed our firmware, and then the ESP32 has connected to the VM app. So now let's go back to the VM app, and we can see that our machine is live and connected. So let's go over to the Configure tab. It's set up, the machine's connected, and we can begin adding resources to our machine. So let's start by adding a component, a board, and find our ESP32, and leave it the default board-1 name. So this is so that we can add a component called board so we can start playing around with our GPIO pins. And in fact, under attributes, let's go and add pin 12. Say we're going to be doing something with pin 12. And we'll want to make sure we save our changes and then move over to the control tab. Okay, the same as on the configure, we have our board component with the corresponding card on the right. So let's enter in pin 12, and now we can control it. We can read and write. So let's toggle it over to read mode and get the state on pin 12. Well, yeah, you can clearly see I don't have anything connected to it, but now I'm able to interact with my board. If you're interested in other projects that you can do with the ESP32 with VM, I'll drop a link to some in the description below.